What's up, guys? This is Will, and I'm back with another video. And I want to talk about the Samsung Galaxy Note 5 late 2016. Tell you my impressions of using this phone in 2016. Now, let me tell you first how I got this phone, or ended up buying this phone. I was waiting on the Note 7 to come out. But when everything blew up with that phone, no pun intended, but we know how all of that ended up being. And at the time, I had the Samsung Galaxy Edge phone, and that was my second time buying that phone. I figured the first time I didn't give it a fair shake and didn't have it long enough to get used to it. But the second time, it's just the edges on that phone. I could never get used to having the curved edges on that phone, and I was constantly, even with a case on it, I was constantly activating things that I wasn't trying to activate. Now, the other Samsung phone, I've had a bunch of Samsung phones, but the current phones, I had the regular S7. Now, that phone was great. It flat screen, it worked fine, it was beautiful, but I gotta have a screen that's bigger than 5 inches, so that phone was too small. So I wanted another Samsung phone, so I picked up the Note 5. Now, like I said, I've had Notes before. I had the original Note, which to me was a cool phone because at the time that probably was the biggest phone I'd ever had. And then I skipped the 2 and 3, and I had the Note 4. The Note 4 was a beautiful phone because it had the removable back, the chamfered edges, and it was nice, man. I really liked it. Now, I've never been a real big Sammy fan anyway. So TouchWiz has always been, something that you either like TouchWiz or you don't. And I've never been a big fan of TouchWiz anyway. So I picked this up, and I just want to talk about some of the things I like about it and some things I don't. And give you my impressions of it. So let's start off with some of the things I don't like. And the first thing I don't like about it is the glass back. Now, that glass back feels good and it looks good. But the thing about it with me, I've had glass back phones before. I still have my iPhone 4S. I've had to change the back on it, and it's easy to do. But that's just one more thing you got to worry about when you drop that phone, if you're going to crack both of them. But I'm telling you, this is a beautiful phone, but I don't like the glass back. And I knew about it, ahead of time. This phone's been out for a year. Also, that's a fingerprint magnet, that back of it being glass. The second thing that I don't like about it is the battery. Now, and I'm a moderate to heavy user, I get about 3 to 3.5 hours of screen on time. Now, that may be good for some people, but for me, I think a phone like this, a productive phone, and I know the battery is not the biggest battery in the world in this, but I just think it should get a little bit more battery than it does. Now, the quick charge helps it out because, to me, it's okay because I'm always around a power outlet where I can get some power. So it's not, and none of this stuff I'm talking about is deal breakers for me because, I have other devices. Right now, I'm using this as my daily driver, and I'm really enjoying it. So another thing, and we already touched on it, is TouchWiz. Now, you can put different launchers on here and do stuff like that. But guess what? TouchWiz is still going to be in there somewhere. It's going to show up somewhere. And that's something that I don't like about it. And especially on the Note 5, I'm not a big fan of TouchWiz. Another thing I don't like, and I knew about it, is no SD card. You can't put SD cards in here. And I got the 64 gigabyte version, so that's not a big deal. But if you need that micro SD card slot on here, then that you may have to look somewhere else because this one doesn't have it. And another thing I don't like is this phone can lag out sometimes. I've got the animations turned down, but at times it still lags. I mean, it's there. I mean, I can't get rid of it, but it does still have lag. Now, those are just some of the things that I don't like about the phone. Now, here's some things that I do like about it. The build quality. This is a premium feeling phone, no doubt about it. Premium feeling and looking. It's the perfect size phone for me. I mean, the 5.7-inch screen is right on point for me. And the phone's not too big, not too small. I have medium-sized hands, and it just works for me. I love the size of this phone. It's awesome. Another thing I like about it is this 5.7-inch screen right here. This thing pops, man. The colors on this thing are vibrant, and it just looks good. I turn the brightness up a lot right there, so you can see. It's bright, and this screen just looks awesome, man. Another thing I like about it are the features. I mean, you can multitask on this. You can have 2 apps open at the same time, and doing your thing. You can have say YouTube open, and then you can go back in here and open up something else at the same time. So that's an awesome feature right there, to be able to do that. I can have YouTube and Facebook and doing my thing, man. So you can't beat that, and the size of the screen makes it that much better doing that. Also, another feature I like, the S Pen. Now, if you buy a Note and don't use the S Pen like I used to, I've had the other 2 Notes and I wouldn't use this S Pen, but now, after watching some videos on it and finding out a lot of things that could be done with this S Pen, man, I can't wait till the next Note come out, whatever they're gonna call it, But just the features of this phone alone, they're great to have a Note, man. Another thing I like about it, this camera and the video camera. Take excellent videos, very good pictures. It's still one of the best cameras that you can buy out there today on a phone. So, yeah, man, I don't want to make this video too long, but that's just some of the things that I don't like about it, my opinion. My impressions of using this phone for the first 2 months, and overall I really like this phone. I use the S Pen features all the time, and you can pick this phone up for good prices these days. But I would recommend getting the 64 gigabyte version if you get it. Not unless you're one of those persons that use a lot of the cloud services, then 32 would be fine. But just know that you're not going to get that micro SD card slot on it. So, but yeah, man, that's just my look at the Samsung Galaxy Note 5 after 2 months. Hit that like button if you liked the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe for future videos. And as always, thanks for watching.